Well, Israel's offensive against Hezbollah in Lebanon has intensified. Just today, at least 274 people, including 21 children and 31 women, have been killed in Israeli airstrikes in Lebanon. More than 1,000 others have been wounded, and Lebanon has described this as its deadliest day. The strikes follow Israel's military warning to civilians to leave areas where Hezbollah, the Iran-backed militant group, operates. These are the widest strikes in geographic range simultaneously conducted by Israel in Lebanon since the war in Gaza began, even though there have been exchanges of fire between Israel and Hezbollah for close to a year now, since the 7th of October, when the Israel-Hamas war erupted in Gaza. But the escalation that we've seen in just the last few days, especially in the last 24 hours, seems to be the most intense yet. And as fears of a wider regional war grow, Hezbollah's second-in-command has said a battle without limits is underway, and that the group, in fact, launched some of its own deepest strikes inside Israel in decades. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, meanwhile, is said to be considering a plan to force all Palestinians out of northern Gaza, to lay siege to Hamas and force the release of the remaining Israeli hostages. It is not clear how many of the casualties that have been caused today in Lebanon are Hezbollah militants or civilians, but many of the Israeli strikes, make no mistake, targeted residential areas where Hezbollah has a strong presence, and local media has reported, as we just mentioned, that many women and children are among the victims. Lebanon's health ministry has said scores of women, children and medics have been killed and wounded in these Israeli strikes. The airstrikes have intensified pressure on Hezbollah, which last week suffered an attack which its leader Hassan Nasrallah called an unprecedented attack in the history of the group after thousands of pagers and walkie-talkies used by its members exploded. The operation was widely blamed on Israel, which has not confirmed or denied responsibility. In another major blow, an Israeli airstrike on Beirut's southern suburb on Friday targeted senior Hezbollah commanders, killing 45 people. On that occasion, Hezbollah said 16 members of the group were among the dead, including senior leader Ibrahim Akil and another commander, Ahmad Wahabi. In the wake of those attacks on pagers and walkie-talkies used by Hezbollah gunmen, Iran's Elite Revolutionary Guards Corps, or IRGC, has now ordered all its members to stop using any type of communication devices. One of the security officials has said that a large-scale operation is currently underway by the IRGC to inspect all devices, not just communication equipment. He said most of these devices were either homemade or imported from China and Russia. Iran is concerned about infiltration by Israeli agents, including Iranians, on Israel's payrolls, and a thorough investigation of personnel has already begun targeting mid and high-ranking members of the IRGC. This includes scrutiny of their bank accounts, both in Iran and abroad, as well as their travel history and that of their families. In a coordinated attack, the pager devices detonated last Tuesday across Hezbollah strongholds, and on Wednesday, hundreds of Hezbollah walkie-talkies exploded. Those attacks killed at least 39 people and injured more than 3,000. Lebanon and Hezbollah say Israel has been behind these attacks. Israel, as we said, has neither denied nor confirmed its involvement. There is widespread concern now amongst Iran's ruling establishment. IRGC officials have reached out to Hezbollah for technical assessments, and several examples of exploded devices have been sent to Tehran for examination by Iranian experts. The Islamic Republic's main concern, reports suggest, is the protection of the country's nuclear and missile facilities, particularly those that are underground.
For those who have not yet understood, I want to clarify Israel's policy. We do not wait for a threat. We anticipate it. Anywhere, in any arena, at any time. We eliminate senior officials. We eliminate terrorists. We eliminate missiles. And there is more to come. Whoever tries to hurt us, we hurt them even more. I promised that we would change the security balance, the balance of power in the north. That is exactly what we are doing. We are destroying thousands of missiles and rockets directed at Israeli cities and Israeli citizens. Complicated days are ahead of us, and I ask the citizens of Israel two things. First, listen to guidance from the Home Front Command. It saves lives. Second, we stand together with determination, responsibility, and patience. Together, we will stand firm. Together, we will fight. And with God's help, together, we will win.
אני מזהיר את תושבי לבנון בכפרים בבקע.
I warned Lebanese residents in the villages in Bekaa. This is a targeted warning for the villages in the Bekaa. The residents near buildings or inside houses where missiles or weapons are stored, move away immediately. Move away for your safety and security. You can see the operations we are currently conducting in southern Lebanon. Hezbollah intends to launch these weapons towards Israeli territory, and we will not allow it. Stay away for your own protection. Hezbollah is lying to you and putting you in danger. Listen to the warnings and messages that will be issued by the IDF for your safety and the safety of your families.
Let's now turn our attention to the Israel-Hamas war that's been going on in Gaza for 11 months now. Hamas's Gaza-based leader Yahya Sinwar has been incommunicado for a long time, making Israel looking for evidence of his possible death. Reports by Israel's public broadcaster, CAN news outlets such as Haaretz, Maariv and Vala and the IDF Military Intelligence Directorate suggest that Sinwar may have been killed in recent Israeli strikes in Gaza. However, there is no concrete evidence to support this claim. The Shin Bet agency reportedly believes that he is still alive. Now, according to the Times of Israel, some reports quoted sources stating that the elusive Hamas chief, who has been hiding in tunnels in Gaza since the 7th of October last year when the war began, has a history of going off the radar before re-emerging to deliver messages related to the ceasefire negotiations or other issues. Security officials cited by multiple outlets say any assertion of Sinwar's death is currently speculative and lacks a solid basis. Haaretz, quoting sources, has reported that Israel bombed tunnels in areas where Sinwar was thought to be hiding. But again, there is no definitive evidence that he has been harmed or killed. He may be deliberately maintaining a low profile. The military's response to queries has been that we have no information confirming or refuting this claim. Since the 7th of October last year, when southern Israel came under attack from Hamas terrorists, and this was reportedly orchestrated by Yahya Sinwar, Israel has targeted key figures within Hamas, including the group's military wing chief Mohammad Daif and Khan Yunis brigade chief Rafaz Salameh. Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh and deputy chief Saleh al-Aruri were also killed in drone strikes in Iran and Beirut, respectively, earlier this year. Reports say Yahya Sinwar and his brother Mohammad remain high-value targets for Israeli forces, yet attempts to locate them have so far proven unsuccessful.